Step one is to prime and base coat your piece. The primer that I love to use is Kimple's Bisque Primer, and then I base coated it in an acrylic white. For the pumpkin, the next step is to outline all the crevices in the Kimple Walnut. So the next step is to coat it in the Kimple Tangerine, and then I outlined the edges in the Kimple Spiced Brown, and as you can see, it's sloppy. It doesn't need to be neat. And then I'm going to take a cloth and start wiping back, and you'll need to use a cotton rag because the Viva towels, this area is large enough that it'll leave pieces of the paper towel will come off. So I'm going to start wiping back. I'm going to start on the tangerine part first. I'm going to go over all the tangerine parts. And just keep wiping back until you start to get the color that you want. I'm going to start doing the brown. And just start wiping and blending. So this is what it looks like pulled back. Now I'm going to take some of the Kimple Tangerine and start rouging it to create a brighter look. So I'm going to go over the entire piece. And you can see that that's going to start to brighten it up. So I just rouged it until I got the orange that I want, and now I'm going to take the Kimple Sunshine and start rouging the areas that I want highlighted, so the cheeks, maybe the lips. Forehead, and you just start rubbing it in until you start to get the look that you want. This is what the pumpkin looks like after I've rouged it with the Kimple Sunshine. I did it on the cheeks, did it around the eyes, a little bit on the forehead, lips here, there, and then on the cheeks, a little bit on the side. And so you can create whatever effect that you want. So the pumpkin is done. For the witch's coat, I've coated it in the Kimple Amethyst, and now I'm going to wipe back. I'm using a cotton rag, and I'm going to pull the amethyst back. Next I'm going to go over it with some Kimple Sapphire. Go right over the top. I'm just kind of highlighting. And just rub that in until you get the look that you want. Next I'm going to use Kimple White and make some little swirlies. So for the coat, I finished doing the little swirls, and then for the inside of the sleeves, those are painted in black and then with white dots. I painted the feet, the frog, the witch's hands, and her face in an acrylic light green. And for acrylic colors, I'm not too picky about what I used. I just used an acrylic color that came in a set. Next, I'm going to cover all of it in Kimple's Evergreen. I'm starting with her face, and I'm going to work a section at a time. Just cover the entire area in the Kimple Evergreen, full strength. Just slop it on. Next, take a Q-tip. Since this is a smaller area, I'm not going to use a rag because I don't want it to get on other parts of it. So I'm going to use a Q-tip, and I'm just going to start wiping back. I'm using a Q-tip with the Kimple white on it, and I'm going to start highlighting the edges. So I just kind of rub some of the Kimple wipe on, and then you just start wiping back. I finished highlighting in white. Now I'm going to take a Q-tip and the Kimple Sunshine. I'm going to go over those same areas and just further highlight them. So I'll show you, demonstrate on the toes. Just kind of get some of it on, and then just start blending until you get the look that you want. I finished going over everything in the Kimple Sunshine, the feet, all the same areas that I had done in the white. And next I'm going to do the eyes. The first thing that you want to do is go paint the entire area in an acrylic white. Next I'm going to do the pupils, and the color that I love to use for eyes it's a metallic ice blue. Any acrylic color will do, the brand doesn't matter, but I really like this color. So this is what the iris looks like. You want to paint the entire iris part, and I just left a little bit of the white at the bottom, so I'm going to have a big iris for this particular eye. Now I'm going to do the pupil in black, in the Kimple black, and I really like to use Kimple's black, the Kimple product, because it has the perfect flow. It goes on really smooth versus an acrylic. They're a little bit thicker and harder to work. I finished the pupil, and the very last step for the eyes is to make a white dot. I always do the 2 o'clock position on each eye. The 2 o'clock position is the most natural. I'm going to use Kimple's white. Again, I like because it has the perfect flow. So I'm just going to dot. And that's it. Be sure to do the dots in the same 2 o'clock position on each eye. For the witch's hair, I first went over the hat in the Kimple purple because the hat is going to match the coat, and the first thing that you do for the hat is the purple. Mainly to try to catch these crevices around the hair. Next I'm going to coat it in the hair in the Kimple Tangerine. I've coated the hair in the Kimple Tangerine, and now I'm going to take a Q-tip and start pulling back. So this is the witch's hair in the Tangerine, and then pulled back along the edges. And next I'm going to just go over those edges in Kimple Sunshine, and it's going to brighten them up. This is what the witch's hair looks like highlighted in the Kimple Sunshine. You can see it just kind of brightens it up the edges. And then I finished the hat in the same way that I did the coat, starting off in Kimple's Amethyst and then highlighting it in Kimple's Sapphire, and then finish it with the white swirls. Then the band on the hat I did in black with the polka dots. And so this part of it is done. For the sign, first of all I went over it in Kimple's Amber, the edges, and then in the crevices, and you can see it's sloppy, doesn't need to be neat. Next I'm going to go over the entire sign in Kimple's Topaz. And just paint it on, slop it right on. Okay, it's coated in the Kimple's Topaz and the Amber, and you can see that it's sloppy. You're going to take your rag and start wiping back. And as you wipe back, the colors will blend together and so I've pulled back the front of the sign, and now for the side of the sign and then also the back, it's dried enough that it's not wanting to pull back. So the product that I use to help pull back, it's Americana Drying Time Extender. I love this product. It's very easy to use and it works right away. Kimple sells a product that is meant to help pull back. It's an antique media, but when I use it I find that it really doesn't do anything, so I do not use this. And the only product that I ever use to help pull back is this product. I really like it. So I'm using a rag. I'm just going to get a little bit of this product on it. Just a little bit wet. We'll start with this one. And right away, once it gets wet, it's really going to pull back really nice. Like I said, I love it. It's just very easy, works right away. Don't have to think about it, don't have to wonder why it's not working. And so now I'm going to get each area wet with the product and start working it until I get the look that I want. The final step for this sign is I'm going to go over it in the Kimple Yellow or the Kimple Sunshine to really brighten it up. And like this area here, I'll try to show you what I do, how I did that. So I just put some of that yellow on a Q-tip, get the yellow on it, and then switch to the clean part of the Q-tip. And as you wipe back, it's going to pull the other colors off and just really brighten it. I'm getting a clean Q-tip. I finished the letters on the sign with a metallic ice blue. It's just an acrylic color. I did them in the blue just to kind of pick up the theme of the blue on the witch's coat. For the pole, I painted that in Kimple's Ruby Red. And now I'm going to use a Q-tip and start pulling back. So that's what it looks like pulled back. And now I'm going to use the yellow to brighten up. Just highlight the pole edges. So again, you just put the yellow on and it'll be the pulling back that'll brighten it up. So I'm going to work that until I get the look I want. The sign is done now. I highlighted up here with the yellow first and did the ruby red and then went back over it in the Kimple Sunshine or the Kimple Yellow. And that's it for the sign. The piece is done. The last thing that I did was I added glitter to the item. I did it on the coat, feet, on the pumpkin's face, on the witch's hat, and that's it. So thanks for watching. I hope it inspires you to try out the Kimple colors. The last two slides on the video will show the website where I purchased this bisque from. I really like the website because it'll show the bisque painted, but all the pieces will come unpainted. And then I'll also show you the website that I like to use to purchase my Kimple colors from. So again, thanks for watching and happy painting.